Hi all, it's the 23rd of October 2023 and today we're looking at this unusual tropical cyclone moving in towards Yemen. It looks actually to be quite a severe impact, particularly with regards to the rainfall, so let's take a look at it. Yesterday, Tej went really close to Socotra Island, and as a result, since it was close to land, we got lucky with a Sentinel-2 detailed satellite pass over the eye, which was kind of like a double eye with a small inner eye. Let's take a more detailed look at the closer in view of the storm Tej as it moves in towards Yemen. This is entering a really dry environment, so it's going to be producing astronomical amounts of rain compared to the average. We should definitely check out the total rainfall. That's better. I've put on the country labels so you can see the countries up here is Saudi Arabia. This is the island of Socotra, which encountered the western eye wall of the storm, I think, yesterday. Let's have a check of that. Yeah, I mean, we got a couple of really good polar orbiting passes. We got the Terra Modis here in the morning, and then later in the day, NOAA 20 VERS, and you can see that the edge of the eye wall getting very close to Socotra. I think it just about missed the worst of it, but it was obviously very, very close. There's also an interesting little hole there, which is could be related to topographic interaction. I'm really reaching there, but who knows. If we take a look back to the 19th of October, you can see that the storm developed out of not too much to start with. Also, by the way, this is pollution coming off India, so it's wrapping around the northern side of the storm because the storm is rotating like this, which is quite amazing to see. And so if we go forward to the 20th, you can see the storm wrapping up. That pollution plume gives a nice tracer of the arc of the winds coming around, and then it intensified, became much more broad in convection on the 21st of October, and then we had that very intense storm moving past Socotra yesterday. Taking a look at the Joint Typhoon Warning Center track forecast, the storm comes in at 85 knots towards the coast. That's category 2, and then they have it at 75 knots once it's just made over land. So a hurricane strength landfall, category 1 to 2 intensity seems to be the prediction here. Let's check out the hurricane wharf. Well, actually, we don't have the hurricane wharf, but we do have the HAFS-A of Tej, and that brings the storm. It actually intensifies it. I think that has not happened, so it's probably a bit weaker than that. But then you see the storm making landfall. Where you see the purples, that indicates hurricane strength intensity, so it's making landfall. A little bit of a stall at the coast, and then rapid weakening as it encounters all that dry air over the Arabian Peninsula and Yemen. And if we look at the satellite-based satellite intensity, it does look like the storm has dropped down to category 1, or even maybe a strong tropical storm in their estimates. But the big issue is this rainfall, and bear in mind that a few hundred millimeters in the best of places can bring severe flooding, let alone in a very dry area like Yemen. Now look at these rainfall totals in the European Centre model. Let's go for the next 24 hours, and we've got already over half a meter of rain in the European Centre model. That is an extreme amount of rain, and we're in this area by this peninsula, Kadifut and El Gaida. Over 3 days, it goes up to 80 millimeters, so 800 millimeters over that amount. So that's the total storm rainfall, getting up to close to a meter of rain. That is huge amounts of rain, extremely dangerous, and we're going to be we should actually look at the topography of this area, because we could get some very, very dangerous floods coming down these dry riverbeds. The Icon model is even more crazy, with 954.7 millimeters in this real just point on the coast, just around 900 millimeters at the coast. That is insane. So I've brought in the track of the storm from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center into Google Earth. This is the broad view we've got the Arabian Peninsula here, Yemen over here. And remember that rainfall maximum was just in on this side of this peninsula. And down here we've got Al Gaida, which is on a dry riverbed. So you can see the river coming down here, totally dry most of the time. Another one down here. It does look like Al Gaida in particular would be at risk of flooding from this. You can see that they haven't actually built across this riverbed because of the risk of flooding. But we will see just how much rain comes down this and check out the news to see if there is severe flooding in this area. It does look quite likely. And in fact, we are getting some video coming in of the storm approaching Al Gaida with the waves, huge waves barreling in at Al Gaida. And strong winds already in the region. So I'm going to leave it at that for this video as we look at the latest imagery coming in of Cyclone Tej heading in towards landfall in Yemen. This is exceptionally dangerous, exceptionally high rainfall. The storm stalls, then dumps a huge amount of rain. We're looking at very, very dangerous flash flooding coming down these dry riverbeds to these towns, particularly Al Gaida. So please be careful and see you in the next one.